You are still watching GTV live from Parliament House here in Accra. The President has just finished with his State of the Nation address, and he's currently exchanging pleasantries with some members of Parliament. Behind him is the Vice President, who is also exchanging pleasantries with some of the members of Parliament on both sides of the House. See the President. With the minority leader. He waves to the others. There's the President shaking the hands of Honorable Joe Gatti, former Attorney General, Minister of Justice, with Papa Osankuma, Minister in the Kufuor regime. The leaders of the House, or the leadership of the House, are about to escort the President out of the chamber. Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Joyce Bamfordado, escorting the President out of the chamber, and into the lobby of Parliament, where the President will sign a parliamentary album. Session. Vice President, getting ready to sign the parliamentary album. Behind him is the First Lady, who's just moved beside him, having a chat with Madam Speaker. I have with me, out of camera shots, the Minister for Trade, Madam Anna Tete. You're welcome to GTV. We're glad to have you here. You listen to the president. Are you impressed?
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be with you as well. I think that the president gave a very concise State of the Nation address, and indeed it was regrettable that our friends in the minority decided for the better part not to listen. Because over the period of the address, what he essentially did was he highlighted the things that we have worked on as a government that have enabled us to make changes and transformations in people's lives, and at the same time addressing the issues on which more work needed to be done, and of course emphasizing the important role that Parliament has to play in this exercise. Now, this was a State of the Nation address by a president who was serious, who was focused, who would not allow himself to be detracted, and who was determined not only to present to Parliament but to take advantage of the live broadcast to tell Ghanaians the state of our nation, both the positives, the things that we've been able to do, the good things that we have to look forward to, some of the improvements that we have been able to achieve, and some of the challenges that as a nation we have to find means of addressing. And I think that all told, when you look from talking about education and the investments that have been made in education, when you talk about healthcare and the investments that have been made in healthcare, when you talk about electricity and energy, when you talk about infrastructure, these, as contained in the State of the Nation address, essentially we're focusing on the themes of the things that we campaigned on in 2008. Investing in people, investing in jobs, investing in the economy, maintaining a transparent and accountable government for a better Ghana. And essentially what he was doing was telling the people of Ghana that the things that I told you that I would do, this is how far I've been able to take it. There are some infrastructural projects that may not be completed by the time we get into the next election, but that does not mean that those things are not going to be done. And he gave definite timelines within which projects that we have commenced will be completed. So in the future, when they happen, you know who was responsible for making sure that it took place.
So if you are to give yourselves marks, what percentage would you put yourselves after 4 years?
Well, as you heard the president himself say, because you're asking me to give ourselves marks, which
as
I can
a member
do,
of government,
which I can do, but I would like to refer specifically to the address because I think it's important to focus on that. The president referred to some particular things that we said we'd work on. When you look at schools and the trees, he indicated that we've done about 40% of the construction. Now, that doesn't mean that there's no more to be done. We'd be the first to concede that there is, but there is a concentrated, focused effort to making sure that we eliminate them, which was not previously the case. When you talk about electrification, the percentage increase in coverage in rural electrification, and also the improvement in generation and transmission. Despite of the fact that it's an election year, we will continue to stay focused. Our challenge will be to ensure that in the course of this election year, we do not allow a breakdown of law and order. And that's the reason why I think that both sides on the political divide must make a commitment to ensure that we make sure that our supporters and people campaigning on our behalf do not engage in acts of violence that will jeopardize the peace and stability we have today. It cannot be all die be die.
Hold on.
respected the president in his delivery of the last State of the Nation address for this time, have come up with something tangible. We expect that the president's State of the Nation address could have been underpinned by policies that he had been able to put across. Now, by this, you look at President Kufuor's government the past 8 years. President Kufuor came, he met an economy that was not the best for anyone to talk about. What did he do? He took up the HIPC policy. He came in, health access was very difficult for the masses. What did he do? He introduced the National Health Insurance Scheme. Even he went further when he saw that there was a problem of mothers accessing healthcare, because maternal mortality is one of the major problems confronting this nation. What did he do? He got a free maternal health care policy so that all women who got pregnant could. Now you are not getting. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to let you appreciate that. So far as we are concerned, we expect that, especially the last policy of the president, could have been underpinned by policies that he had followed over the years. We expected that he was going to speak to policies for the people of Ghana to see what he has been doing and what had underlined what he had been doing and why he had been addressing things the way he had been addressing. You heard him talk about provision of school uniforms. The question one would ask, let me ask you, you see, we talk policy and we want people to be serious when they are dealing with state issues. We talk policy because we expect. I'm sorry, please. What I said was that we were highly disappointed. Highly disappointed. And the reasoning is based on the fact that we expect that you set up a free school uniform supply policy. All children in the country would get it. Now, it's that issue. And was it